Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in. This is Shama from Dynap team. We're just waiting for Mukul to join in. I wanted to give everyone heads up that this meeting is being recorded. So, if you don't feel comfortable, you can drop off right now. We will also have a Q&A session enabled at the end. So if you have any questions, you can always post that towards the end of the session. Yeah. So just a couple of more minutes. Thanks for bearing with us.
Hi, Shama. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mukul. Hi. Good evening.
Can we get started?
Yes, I think we waited enough. I want to thank everyone present here in the meeting today. Thanks for waiting for Mukul to jump on. There was some technical issues at his end, so we were just trying to fix it. Wonderful. Good morning or good evening, everyone, and welcome to this insightful and illuminating workshop centered around generative AI with Microsoft Azure. I will be your moderator for today's session, and we will be embarking on a journey of discovery and innovation under the expert guidance of our distinguished speaker, and he's also Dynap's CTO, Mukul Gupta. Mukul is an exceptional authority in the realm of data and in artificial intelligence, and today he's here to unravel the profound evolution of artificial intelligence and its resounding impact on our world. So, throughout this workshop, we will traverse the landscapes of AI, evolution from its humble beginnings to its current stature. We will also shed light on Microsoft's comprehensive suite of AI offerings, their potential to empower businesses and individuals alike. We will also walk us through real world case studies that spotlight the tangible impacts of AI and Power Platform convergence. Without further ado, let's embark on this workshop with Mukul. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mukul Gupta. Hey, Mukul, over to you.
Yeah. Can you
Good
can you hear
morning,
the
everyone,
voice from the video?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
and welcome to the workshop on generative AI. I am Mukul Gupta, and I'll be your facilitator for today. Generative AI is a rapidly growing field with potential to revolutionize the way we create and interact with content. In this workshop, we'll explore the basics of generative AI and discuss its potential application in business, healthcare, and other industries. We will start by defining generative AI and discussing its different applications. Then we'll discuss about Microsoft offerings for generative AI. We'll also talk about how Dynap is leveraging generative AI to build some cool solutions for our customers. Finally, we will discuss how we can engage to solve generative AI use cases for you. I'm excited to share this knowledge with you and help you explore the possibilities of generative AI. Thank you.
Okay. So I hope you have seen a mini me, uh, a generative AI version of mine. I was running late, so I thought let me send a generative AI version of myself and then drive the conversation. So my apologies for joining the call late. I got stuck with something technically on the meeting, and I just trying to get that fixed. So my apologies for that. My name is Mikul Gupta, and I'm CTO at Dynap. I have roughly 23 years of experience in industry, and I'm very much passionate about generative AI. We have been working in this field almost like 5 years by now, and we're developing some cool solutions around it. Um, Dynap, let me just quickly go through like what Dynap is. I have a small deck that will give you a quick idea about Dynap, and then we can move on from there. So so Dynap is like so our main purpose is um, kind of like empowering people and organization with personalized and innovative tech solutions. That's what we are trying to do. We are Microsoft certified partner. we have our specialization in data and AI, digital and apps, and infrastructure as well. So we have badges for all of them. Uh, we are around like 150 people across the globe. We have our development centers in Austin and Egypt, and then in India. But rest of the places we have our sales center. That's how we drive work forward. If you look some flagship customers, we have Fortune 500 companies to SMBs as our customer list. If you look the slide, you can know that we have worked with companies like Cap, Tesla, Microsoft, and at the same time we're working with Highlight, City Trends, Hyundai, all these kind of companies. Um, okay, for AI, we have this famous professor from um, Harvard Business School. He says, I mean, there's a buzz. What AI can do? So, of course, AI won't replace humans, but humans will with AI will replace humans without AI. And I think it's very much true how that's going to happen. Um, so this world is changing rapidly. Industries are changing, they're transforming themselves. The drivers for economic growth are evolving. What it was like 10 years back, what it was 5 years back, that's now changing every coming, I would say, day. And then we are more connected. What it was like 10 years back, 20 years back, or like 50 years back. And if you look at the news, I mean, you will know more about it, how AI, in fact, is changing the world. I mean, how ChatGPT, with the different version, how it is going to take things over, or like how Microsoft Azure OpenAI is, um, I mean, changing the things, how you can go leverage AI in your like daily routine kind of work. And it's not like talks only, the impact is really real. I mean, there are customers like CarMax. I mean, the kind of work they have done, like in few days. I mean, without it, it's gonna be taking years, right? Or Progressive saved around like 10 million annually by using the AI-powered chatbots, right? And ENY is saving like 250,000 hours of manual work per client using the intelligent document automation, right? So it's not just the talks. In fact, the impact is real, how AI is really changing things. And the opportunity is with us now. I mean, how are we going to lead with AI transformation? Let's look at the hype cycle, how AI hype cycle looks like in 2023. So we are here. I mean, you see we are at the peak of generative AI hypes right now. There are many other you can look at. I mean, in coming time, we will have a few more innovative triggers, I would say, that's going to drive AI forward, like general intelligence or neurosymbolic AI, and there are few more ways how AI is going to evolve and innovate things going forward. Okay, let's do a quick dive. I mean, what really a generative AI is. So generative AI is a technique. I mean, it of course it's about like AI. So what it does, like it goes work on the existing artifacts and give you new results, right? I mean, from what it is there and using that evolving new ways of getting the artifacts, right? What is the foundation model? So they are like large machine learning models that are trained on a broad set of unlabeled data. And then, of course, it go and then fine tune to a wide variety of applications. That's for the foundation model. What is large language models? It's more on the text. So you have vast amount of text, and then it generates human kind of like textual output. So for example, um, you go write a text, and then the model learns the grammatical ways of writing text and can go and give you ideas how you can write your text better. Now, what ChatGPT is, it's an OpenAI service that use LLM for creating the results, or creating the content. That's primarily the generative AI is. How it really evolved. So it's like work in progress. Of course, started like way back 2010 when the researchers they found if you go train uh, the model with large amount of data, it gives you better result than you go and coach with the grammatical rules, right? So you keep giving the data, it can go identify rules itself rather than you telling the rules, right? And then in 2014, I mean, the model's been created, and then like you keep giving the structures of the sentences, and then it is kind of giving you the more meaningful stuff out of it, right? And then 27 to 2022 is more like creating large language foundation models and then creating things on top of it. And then finally, now we got the chat GPT on last year, and then we are building on top of that, right? So that's kind of like evaluation how generative AI has moved on. So where the generative AI primary focus is right now? I mean, what kind of initiatives is happening? So right now you can look at this um, graph where you can see the most of the spending is happening on customer experiences and retention. Second most is like revenue growth, then cost optimization, business continuity, and then I mean there are a few more areas where I mean it's not been defined. So you can see the top two are more the revenue growth and customer experience there. Most of the amount is getting invested. You can look at this slide where you can see what kind of use cases we have where we are investing, researching, and providing the AI specific solutions, right? Um, so that's primary about it. Let's jump on Microsoft AI ecosystem. So let me tell you, I mean, in this session, we are mainly focusing on the high level of services, how Microsoft is really helping customers with its services on AI side. And then, of course, at Dynap, what we are doing, right? Of course, if you want to go do a deep dive at like code level, we will be focusing more on a detailed workshops later. Probably we'll drive them into that, like how we can go write code using the services or like using open source and then get your results, right? So here it will be more like focusing on high level. So in Microsoft, so the first is like non programmer tool, I would say. That's a CoPilot, which has been embedded almost like all products of Microsoft, be it um, Microsoft 365 or Dynamics 365 or Power Platform or security or GitHub. So Copilot is there for all of them. And they are like bringing some more other kind of like change using AI into those products. For example, let's say for M365 in your Outlook, the Copilot sits right there and then it goes and then work with your emails, and then it keeps suggesting you how you should go, right? Respond uh, to your customers, to your colleagues about the topics which are there. Same way in Power Platform, it allows you to go, let's say, query or write forms much faster what it used to do earlier, right? So they're like one or other way how Copilot is helping you to drive things forward. Okay. Um, So Microsoft has fairly intelligent data platform which is embedded with AI, be it Microsoft SQL, that is the relational database, or Cosmos DB, which is non-relational, a variant of Cosmos. Then we have Synapse, which is a data warehousing tool which can manage structured and structured both kind of data. Power BI is a visualization tool which allows you to go create reports. Using different kind of data sets. And then Purview is more kind of like governance tool. And then we have ML Studio, ML Services, where you can go define your machine learning specific requirements and then create models, train it, and then use them, right? So Microsoft has a full suite, I would say, of services which can go use for implementing I mean, data along with AI, which is inbuilt there. Um, Especially on Power BI. Of course, I always say Power BI is not a I would say developers tool. It's more a users tool, right? And with having CoPilot or the latest changes in AI, it became more closer to user, right? Uh, so all what you need to do, I mean, you need to just connect the data with Power BI, and then you just leave it to Power BI. I mean, you just go in a human-centric language. You can just guide direct Power BI, and it can give you the reports in minutes, right? You need not to have a designer or a developer to write those complex reports for you and then giving you the insights which you're looking for, right? And you can directly do it using Power BI Copilot or the latest releases which are more centric to AI. So AI is like reinventing all the industries. I mean, I tell you, every industry will be touched in coming year. How AI is, I mean, revolutionizing everything, right? In fact, I was like brainstorming while working for the tech. And I'm seeing like one of the example is about the consulting business, right? I mean, where we have like generally all these big consulting firms, they work on like two fields. One is audit, the second one is the market research, right? And I was amazed to see the kind of results you see from AI in terms of like market research. Um, so at least for basic work, uh, you don't really need anybody, right? You can do it yourself, right? Uh, so this is really like interesting to see in coming years how all these industries going to adopt AI and stay relevant rather than not adopting it, and then how things move with them, right? So it's very, very important to see. Um, let's look at the services which Microsoft provide on AI side. So we have these offerings called Azure Machine Learning, Cognitive Services, Azure AI Infrastructure, and Azure OpenAI. So Azure Machine Learning is like where you can go define. I mean, machine learning service gives you flexibility to go choose uh, various algorithms of machine learning. You go pick them up, or you can create your own custom, and then you can go define your data sets. You can define the fixed data set for training, and then you can define the test data set. You can test it, and then you can go verify your hypothesis using machine learning, whether what kind of results you get, right? Cognitive services like pre-trained models, you can go and start using. For example, like computer vision, speech analysis, text analysis, those kind of things. They are pre-built models you can go leverage in cognitive services. And then we have Azure AI infrastructure, which is like we have fairly powerful infrastructure in terms of like virtual machines enabled with GPU. You can go leverage them while you want to run your test for running your workloads on Azure. And then Azure Opens AI service, as you are aware, that's the ChatGPT service, which is enabled with the LLMs. You can go what you can do, either you can use the wide variety of knowledge it already have, or you can bring your own data and then train the LLM models and then leverage that for getting better results for your customers, right? So you can go leverage how they really works. And So as we talk, all these services help you to pursue how you can go empower yourself, your organization with Azure AI, and then get better results for your customers using them. Um, so let's little focus more on OpenAI service. How it's going to help is like, of course, it can you can go and do create foundation AI models, and then you can do more custom tuning of that, and then get better results, right? So you can go create content, you can do summarization, you can create code, and then of course you can do semantic search using those models, right? And then you can see the plenty of customers who are already using that, right? In nutshell, you can see here how um, Microsoft ecosystem is being built around it. We have services on infrastructure, digital and apps innovation, data and AI, modern works, and business application, of course, on security. I mean, there's a full spectrum of services available on Microsoft Cloud that helps you to go adopt AI and then implement for your customers. So it's fairly strong, and then give you the best of everything to get things driven on AI side for your customers. Uh, okay, let's move from there towards Dynap. I mean, how at Dynap we are adopting AI and helping our customers. We have we have bought some like interesting case studies from what we have implementing, and then I'll walk you through them, and then we'll tell you, I mean, how we are helping our customers and what kind of impact they're having. Uh, so this one is interesting. What we are doing, we are creating a level 1 tech support bot for one of our automotive customers. So this customer whom with we are working, they are manufacturers and reseller of diagnosis and repair tools for car. And what they have like a wide range of customers who go buy tools from them. Now, mostly of them are mechanics, and they have like tons of questions which are very basic, and they keep calling the customer care to get advice with the same kind of questions. So this company, this customer want us to create a chatbot um, with like having so they have like a knowledge base which they want to be trained. I mean the AI to be trained on that, and then enable the voice based chatbot. So when somebody asks for questions, I mean they have any question, they can dial in and they can get answers in the human voice itself, right? Um, we have like multiple ways of exposing the solution. So we have a mobile app, we have exposed APIs, and then we have a web interface as well through which you can know the answers. Of course, we have used Microsoft Azure OpenAI for that. We have developed this using React Native. And then for translation of the speech, we are using Google Transcribe. And then on the backend, we are using MongoDB. So if you want to look at the architect, the architecture of the solution, it looks like this. So you have like multiple languages, and then there's a bot pools. You can go pick it up, and then it in the backend it uses the Google Transcribe, and then of course we do the analysis of the sentiments, and then we go get you the solution using ChatGPT, and then kind of like revert back. And of course, uh, I mean we have way to integrate with other ticketing systems as well, like ServiceNow or Zendesk or others. And then you can go um, create tickets out of that and then keep tracking the status of it, right? I have a demo. Let me quickly pick this up and let me know if you can hear that. Okay, I'm just playing it.
Welcome to ECM application. Let's go through the general working of the app. In order to use the app, you first need to sign up. Fill the form and verify your credentials using an OTP. Once done, you can sign into your ECM app. The home screen comprises of 4 parts: library, report, my device, start diagnosis. One of the prominent features of this application is the ECM chatbot. You can either type in a question or speak directly to it. The spoken text can be seen in the input box, so you can check if the translation is correct or not.
Hi, this is Haida. How may I help you? Repairing a car engine control module, ECM.
The chatbot also has a multi-language feature. Currently, it supports Hindi, and we're planning to add more Indian languages. मेरे इंजन कंट्रोल मॉड्यूल की पिन फायर नहीं हो रही है, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए?
ये समस्या कार के इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम में समस्या का संकेत हो सकती है। आप इन चरणों को अपनाएं। 1. अगर आपकी
Okay, so you have seen. I mean, we are using the solution embedded into the app itself, and customer can go and choose how how they want generative AI to go and provide the solution in customers interface, how they can go and understand it. The next one is a fairly interesting case study we have. This is for one of our customers who are into legal consulting business. And Can somebody confirm? Shama, can you confirm? Am I audible? You can hear everything?
Yes, we can hear you,
Going
Mikul.
okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. I just want to ensure that we are connected. Okay, so the next one is with the legal consulting company. So they have like tons of case laws, and how they are like what they're doing is they want to like use those case laws, the results, and they want to use that for their current work which is going on, so they can take references and then utilize the past work for driving the future work as well. So what we are working for them, we are creating an MVP for providing them assistance. Of course, we created a web portal and APIs which they can go leverage. The tech stack is very much similar. For the MVP, what we have done, we have used like 12,000 pages of legal documents. We did the parsing on that, and then created the chunking, and then created like 3 pair of question and answers per page, and then what we did, we kind of like use OpenAI based ChatGPT 3 model of DaVinci, uh, and and then what we did after that, we kind of like fine tuned the required number of epochs on base LLM to get the checkpoints, and then we maintained LLM hypermeters, parameters rather, and model checkpoint detail in LLM ops pipeline, and then we use ChatGPT 432K engine for doing that. Of course, the target audience is the employees of the legal consulting who are using the results to get better better references for the future cases. I have a video around it as well. Let me just quickly walk you through. That will give you fairly good idea how we worked on that. If you can look at if you want to look at the architecture, it's more like we have a knowledge base, and then we created chunks of the documents, and then we pass it on to OpenAI for embedding, and then created the vector database, and then from there it goes through the cycle of recording and then indexing, and then you can go ask the questions and then get the better answers. Let me quickly walk you through with the
One of
demo.
Dynap's
So this is the web
accomplishments
interface you can look at here.
has been the creation of a proof of concept for a large consulting firm. This POC comprised of creation of a chatbot that would answer questions related to tax laws using the power of GPT-4. A simple UI is created as a web application. Let us ask the chatbot a question.
So what we have done, let me quickly summarize here. We kind of like trained the model with the documents available with us. And then we are asking a very specific question for a specific customer um, on that pretend LLM model. And then you look at the answer, which is like very specific.
The answer that we have received
And
mentions certain entities like Jacobs Engineering, the Mumbai Tribunal, and the Mazagaon Dock. If we look at a provided document, we see that these entities are clearly mentioned in our text.
so you can look at the reference of the document, which has been supplied to the ChatGPT model for training. And then we can show you the example. Let's suppose if we have not trained the model, then what kind of results you're gonna get. So
without
let's
the
see that.
private confidential documents. The answer which is obtained from the global repository is a very general answer. If you go through it, you will find it does not have any mentions of the specific entities or names of companies that were mentioned in our relevant document that we provided to the model. This POC really confirmed that we can create a chatbot using our own private data and question it for our own understanding. Thank you.
Right. So you can see the difference, how the untrained ChatGPT model behaves on certain questions, or when you train it with your own data, what kind of results you get. And ChatGPT provides you a kind of layer of security using Microsoft OpenAI. So whatever data you train, that remains within your purview and doesn't go outside, and then you can continue to train and then get better results out of that model. Um, Let me move to the next case study. This is fairly interesting. So we developed this one of our retail customers. So this retail customers is having around 600 plus stores across United States, and they receive around like 100,000 reviews every month from various platforms, be it Google or Facebook or through mails, or I mean even handwritten papers as well, right? So they have like multiple ways of getting customer feedback. And what they really wanted. So it's like really tough for them to go segregate those 100,000 reviews in different buckets and then pass it on to the specific department so they can take appropriate action on them. Okay, good reviews, feedbacks, always appreciated, but there are a lot of good stuff which gives you avenues to go improve and then provide a better customer satisfaction, right? That was missing. I mean, it was like really tough to do with like the huge volume. So what we have done, we kind of like created the segmentation. We kind of like had like 30 odd plus categories. And then of course we further classified based on the sentiment and the location. So it can reach to the appropriate department at the store level. And then we can provide those reviews to them and they can take action on them, right? So how we did it? So we used Azure ML services for this. And then we use Python, SQL DB, and Power BI. Power BI is more for visualization. SQL is more like we get data from all those different sources, dump into SQL DB. And then, of course, we use Python for writing all that machine learning. I mean, connecting ML algorithms, training, and then combining and then running the process. And then, of course, once data is crunched, put into SQL DB, then we use Power BI for processing and then visualizing it, right? It's fairly interesting solution. We used k-mean clustering algorithm of classification to go move reviews into different buckets, so user can go take action on them. So this is an interesting case study we have done for this customer. Uh, this one is very interesting. The deepfake app. So of course at Dynap, we maintain some bench to ensure that if there is a customer demand, we should be able to maintain that. But we don't really want people to sit idle, and we want them to continue to work on something. Let me just highlight these two things we do at Dynap for empowering the people. We have something called like Dynap Academy. And the purpose of Dynap Academy is like whoever gets into Dynap, they have to go through certain certifications, especially Microsoft certification, and they learn about the relevant technology which you're working. And then of course we give them some real-time projects to work on so they can go apply those learnings they're having. So deepfake app, this greetings app which we built is one of the output of that. So the team made it just for fun, right? And it's a very simple app, I would say. So it's a mobile app, and how it really works is like you can get into the app and then you can select your favorite personality, celebrity, and then let's say you can type a message. It can be, we are trying to control it so it doesn't have any adverse impact. And then we create a fake video, and then you can go share with anybody, right? Of your choice. What we have done, what we have used for building this app, of course, we use deepfake Gen AI models and Google Transcribe more for the translations, speech analysis and recognition, and then of course React Native and MongoDB, Node.js and Python for building the fabric and layer around the app for building it. Um, this is kind of like architecture on the deepfake side. Of course, you take inputs and then you upload the video, and then you go through the process of deepfake. You go split video into the frame, and then you go do the face detection, then you crop, and then you save the crop videos, and then you pass it on to the data set. Then if needed, you have to do the face swapping, you have to manage the voice, you have to manage the lip syncing. So there are multiple things. Um, it looks fascinating when the output is there, but there's a fairly systematic approach of generative AI for managing all that, right? So let's suppose if there is a 1 minute long video, we go, I mean, create that into, we break that into the frames. I mean, like 500,000 frames in 1 minute, and then analyze every frame and then work on it. The same way we break the voice samples and then work on it and then make the modification happen. And the result is really fascinating out of it, right? So let me show you a demo of that as well. That's fairly interesting. Um, so you can, it's here. So I'm gonna voice over it. So let's suppose you want to create a video. You can go use the app. You can log in into that. And then when you log in, let's get started. Okay, so you can use your user ID password. There is a agreement. Once you go through that, and then you log in, you can see like different already uploaded videos or like different messages which you have provided so far. And then if you want to create a new one, you can go select new. I mean, you can either type or you can say what message you want. And then once you do that, let's say, yeah. So it's a fairly simple message. And then, of course, it takes time. It's not so fast. You go select your celebrity, which celebrity you want to pick up. And then once you do that, then it goes and create the video. Of course, I was saying, I mean, it takes some time. You have to submit it. It goes through a workflow, and then it continues to show you the status. Once it is uploaded, then you can see the video. Let me play this. You can see you cannot. I tell you, I mean, when this team came back with those videos, and I was so amazed to see you cannot determine whether they are the real videos or fake videos. In fact, the teaser which we posted on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, and the introductory video we started this meeting, they all were like the part of the same app which we built. So you can,
This is Greetings app.
right? So you can look at the lip sync, the face, and the voice is like, I mean, very much. Of course, it's fake, but you cannot distinguish with like normally how it does it. So it's like fairly powerful, though it's fairly basic, but it's like give you really interesting results, right? So this one app, we are testing this app right now, of course, in the beta phase. As soon as we are done with our testing, we will launch it. And then, of course, we are keeping it free. If you want to create some cool videos on deepfakes using it, you can leverage this app and provide your feedback. I mean, what do you think about it? We'll be happy to receive and incorporate that into our app itself, right? Okay, so these are the case studies. You must be wondering how we can go and engage with you. Um, so we have a fairly straightforward approach. Uh, so we broken that into three steps, I would say. So we engage with you. It takes around like 1 to 2 weeks. It's more like assessment phase. We understand what kind of challenges you have, what kind of business problem you want to solve through generative AI, and then we analyze them, and then kind of identify which use case we can go use for Gen AI. And then what we do as part phase two, we kind of like develop an MVP, the minimum viable product, uh, with the minimum set of data and features to give you a quick and cheap, I would say, the output. So you can go and then take call based on that, whether which direction you want to go. It's more like a fail fast approach, I would say, which we take when we develop the MVP for you, I mean, into 6 to 8 weeks, right? And once we are done, then we go with the complete modernization. In fact, like how we can go scale the MVP which we created and make it at a production grade, and then we can go make it ready for your prime time, and then you can get benefited out of it. Um, so we have this program called like Generative AI in a Box, which runs for 6 to 8 weeks. It's a 4-step generative AI success journey for you. It's fairly simple. We have broken into like three, I would say, phases. One is like first 2 weeks we'll be spending in terms of like identifying what kind of like platform we're supposed to be using, and then streamlining the approach, and then what kind of model we need to generate, what kind of data we really need to train. It's more like a pre-work which we do in first and second week, and then next 4 weeks we spend in terms of like creating the models, training the models, and then doing the performance optimization on that, and then continuously get feedback from users, and then continue to make change based on the feedback. And then week 7 and 8 is more like train the model on real data, and then try to showcase the results to the customer. And if there are any pain points, try to mitigate them, and then start socializing the MVP, and then do the knowledge transfer, and then move on from there. So that's the approach we take for generative AI in a box program. You can connect for this. Either you can directly send an email to us using info@dynap.com, or you can visit our website as well to know more about this program. You can write back, and then we'll be happy to assist and then drive things forward. Um, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for listening. Um, and I'm here open to have questions, and I'll be happy to answer if you have any questions to drive things forward. So the forum is open. Please go ahead and we can ask questions.
Yes, so
And
thanks firstly, Mukul, for a great session. And to all the attendees here, I want to say that, I see Ankita raising her hand, so I have enabled her mic. So whoever has a question, you can either post that or please raise your hand and I will allow the mic for you and you can ask the question yourself directly to Mukul. So Ankita, go ahead. You are on mute if you want to unmute yourself. I see Archit also has a question. Archit.
Uh, okay. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
yep, go ahead, please, Archit.
Okay, so like with the rise of generative AI and the rise of code bases, which we can just prompt the LLMs in a natural language and generate code out of them, how do you see the junior level or the entry level software development positions being changed in the near future? Because right now I'm in a university and we did some projects and it was really easy to just go to the ChatGPT, type in the questions and get answer out of them. So I want to know how would the scene change for entry levels when I get out of the university? How would the job scene look like? Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good question. And in fact, I keep like listening about it, like how it's gonna make things change for them, for individuals when the AI. I mean, in fact, when I started my presentation, I talk about this. Professor Karim Lakhani's statement where he says AI won't change anything, right? But the people with AI will definitely replace the people without AI, right? So as a developer, you should be focusing uh, more on the things which are not mundane, which are more creative, um, and can give a purpose, right? I mean, let's suppose if you're doing manual testing, that may be replaced very soon. Or you are, let's suppose if you are a support engineer, right, and managing L1 level 1 support, that may be replaced by and large. But let's suppose if you are doing a specialized thing, you will always have like a way to forward, and then keep giving your best inputs to drive things forward. So just focus on the areas which are more centric. I mean, I show you one slide where we have the use cases, right? So try to look and pick up which area you want to focus more on and how you want to drive things forward.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next question.
Um, Hi, Mikul. This is Abdel Karim from Exordium Networks. First of all, I really appreciate the very thorough presentation. My question is, how can we start thinking about ideas where AI can be used? Like, you know, how can we identify first the low-hanging fruit and then the more complex solutions that can be optimized with AI?
No, excellent. I mean, this is a very good question. Really appreciate for the question and the feedback. Um, so how we try, I mean, how we do it for ourselves, right? As I said, I mean, we kind of like do the assessment and see, okay, what kind of change we can bring using AI for you. Let's suppose you are coming from a, let's say, manufacturing industry, right? I'm sorry, which industry come from? Um, I just missed that.
Um, I'm part of Exordium Networks. We're an MSP
Oh,
serving
let's
senior
say,
living
uh,
operators.
yeah, okay, that explains that. Okay, so let's say you are a managed services provider, right? And you must be having your tons of customers, and they must be hooked up with a ticketing system, for example. I'm just giving you how you can see the use of AI at lower level, right? And right now must be happening like your users must be sending you emails, and then you will be using some of the ticketing system, which will be converting that email into a ticket, and then you must be assigning it to one of the support engineers. They picks it up, they read it, and they try to provide the answer, right? And I tell you, if you look at the history of tickets, I mean, because you are a MSP company, you must be seeing most of the question which comes from the user, they are repetitive, right? So what you can do, so you must be having a knowledge base of those tickets, right? You must be having knowledge base of those tickets for like last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and when you are running those MSP services, what you can do, you can go feed your chat GPT model. I mean, that's one of the use case you can, what you can do, you can replace your L1. I mean, not completely replace, but at least by and large, you can look how Gen AI can answer those question emails which customers are asking repetitively, right? So you can align more of the humans who are doing the repetitive work on more like creative things, right? That's one of the way you can look at low hanging fruit, which will help you to drive things forward. There are many, I mean, companies who are already using conversational AI for replacing humans with bots to provide L1 support. So they're human centric people. I mean, the humans can focus more on the creative solution than doing the run of the mill solutions. That's one of the examples which I see to drive this forward. I hope I'm able to answer that question.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So we have a couple of more minutes. I think we can take more questions if anyone has any for Mukul.
If there is no further question, yeah, okay. There's a
I've got
question.
task because I'm just gonna allow the mic for you. Okay, here you go. Yeah, we guess we could.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Because we can hear you,
Go ahead.
please go ahead with the question. Okay, seems there's some audio glitch.
Because if you have some issues right now, you can also send us the question to Mukul or to me directly. I will post my email address at the end of the session. Yeah, I
If
don't think
yeah, okay. No worries. I think
he
Vikas
is
is trying to
signing
join
again.
again.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Vikas, I'm going to allow the mic for you. I think, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Vikas.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yep. Go ahead with your question.
As Elon Musk said about this, it is a opposite than humanity AI. So AI can suppress our human intelligence. Okay. So how can it will be a threat for humanity? So I want to. Can you?
Okay. It's a very good question. Again, I'm not a very expert person to answer whether AI is going to impact the human. I would say humankind rather. Um, but of course, I mean, what we see it right now. I'll try to pick up example of this movie called Terminator. We watched that movie as a kid many years back, and that's we saw. I mean, how AI, artificial intelligence, is like kind of like changing things for us, right? So here my 2 cents. We have to govern and regulate AI, so we can leverage and utilize for our betterment rather than causing any harm or danger for us, right? So it's up to us as humans how we go govern and regulate it. But of course, I mean, so far it's going to help us rather than creating any danger for us.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, great. I think we are on top of the hour, Shama. Um, I think if there are further questions, feel free to send it to Shama or me. We'll be happy to answer. Apologies again for the technical glitch in the beginning. Murphy's law always applicable, even though you test. Um, and there will be further, sessions as part of the series that where we will be deep diving more into the technical side of ChatGPT, generative AI, and then how we can provide more better solutions to our customers. So thank you very much. Thank you, Shama, for all the help, and looking forward to have you all going forward. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks, Mikul.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.